Hello, I'm Donna Davis along with Rocco Sinisgalli of Oneida Builders, and Rocco is here to answer all of your remodeling questions. So please just comment in the questions and, make your question in the comments backwards. Sorry about that. So we have a lot to talk about today, and we're going to talk about getting your home ready for winter, remodeling at the holidays, and we're going to show you some new construction that Oneida Builders does as well.
Absolutely.
So thanks for coming out on a cool day.
I love it, love it, love it. I'm going to throw something out there.
Okay.
If anybody's under renovation right now, because all the holidays are coming, and they want to make sure their contractor's going to get it done, obviously, clear, reasonable expectations. So weekly meetings, what is the schedule? We provide homeowners with a schedule each and every week. Of course, we schedule it from start to finish. So sit down with your contractor and see what has been done. And if you're trying to get done before Thanksgiving, obviously you should know if it's going to be done. But then there's other holidays, Christmas and other holidays that are coming. So please just be clear, set reasonable expectations. And if it's not in writing, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I always hear from contractors that everybody wants to rush them right there at the holidays because they want to entertain. Invariably, contracts.
Sure.
Invariably remodeling takes longer than you expect.
It does.
Things are delayed.
It is, yes.
It's time to, you have to be pretty patient, right?
Not only that, but if you haven't started something, and even if it's minor, I just want to, spruce up the bathroom before Thanksgiving, and a contractor says, sure, no problem. Please check the references. Is the tile available? What is their manpower? Who's going to do the job? What are the references? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. So just be cautious and be knowledgeable. Make factual decisions, not emotional decisions.
Yeah. And it's hard because you want to have people in, you want everything to be perfect
Right.
and all of that.
Right.
But how long would you say that somebody should start out? Like if they want to have people in their house by Christmas, when should they start their remodeling project?
Yesterday. Yeah, it depends on the size. But, in Atlanta, and, there's a huge demand. In other areas, I don't know. But that's the biggest thing is the labor shortage, especially in new construction. We'll talk about that in a little while. And just remember, in remodeling, we're coming to work in your home. So you really have to understand this is one of your largest investments you'll ever make. Don't just let anybody in your home.
Right.
Who's going to be there? Who's the supervisor? Never give a key. Are you going to be home? What are the weekly meeting times? Are they going to have an air machine to minimize dust? Are they going to seal it off? What bathroom are they going to use? Are they going to use a porta potty? We bring our own toilet sometimes and put it in someone's bathroom. These are the things that nobody wants to talk about. It's like investing. Nobody talks about how to make money investing. They just think it happens. Well, it's not true. So get educated.
Right. I had a friend call me one day and he said, how much would it be to, remodel my bathroom? And I said, I have no idea. And you can't just throw out numbers at all. But I said, the one piece of advice I will give you is don't go by price. Because if you choose the lowest price, you will invariably end up spending more money to fix that problem. Right. And I'm sure your companies had to go in behind people and do work, correct?
Absolutely. And price is like buying a car. You don't know what you're getting with the price in remodeling versus if you're shopping for a Chevy Lumina. Each dealership has the same car. So when you're getting pricing for your renovation, what are you getting for that price? What type of tile? What type of cabinets? And in residential remodeling, that's the biggest hindrance for clients because they don't really know what they want. And that's where, trouble happens, Donna.
Right. And it happens all the time, and that's when we see it on the news.
Well,
right?
The biggest complaint for the Better Business Bureau, if you were to call them for the last 20 years, in the top 10 is home remodeling.
Right.
So do the research.
Right.
Be educated. Take the emotion out. Facts.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about how to get your home ready for winter. Here in Atlanta, we're all preparing for a very cold night. This is the first time. I think they said it's going to be colder than any temperature all year, like in the 20s. So this is cold for us.
Yes,
I know you're used to New York. But.
Well, I've been here 24 years, so definitely. Like anything, proactive is better than reactive. With cold temperatures, when I came to Atlanta, they said, leave faucets dripping outside. Of course, that's wasting water, so your outside faucets won't freeze. So I would recommend turning the outside faucets off. It's either in the basement, and a lot of times in new construction, they put them in bathroom vanities where it says outside water shut off. If you can't find it, don't leave it dripping. Go to Home Depot and buy a cover, okay? And they cost $5, and it's an insulated cover, and it goes over the outside pipe. Obviously, insulating the attic, all the big things, I think you need to get an investigation and see if you need that. But one of the things people don't think about, Donna, is tree limbs.
That can be dangerous, too.
Yes, dead tree limbs. So after a windy day, if you see tree limbs on the ground, bigger limbs are going to come when we get freezing rain and ice because it gets heavy. So when you walk out, look up. Please look up in your yard, your driveway, and if you see dead things, please, don't try to get up there and cut them yourself.
Right.
Hire a professional. That's one thing. Obviously, changing the filters on your furnace will help. Another thing is cracks in the driveway. With in Atlanta, with freezing rain. The water gets in there and freezes, and it gets underneath the concrete, and it cracks your driveway more. Fill them in. Bedrooms, drafty bedrooms. People in the olden days had storm windows, okay? Mm-hmm. Put the storm windows in upstate New York. Well, we don't have them here, but if you do have drafty windows, Home Depot sells plastic that you could put over it, and it works. It works. You can't heat a house full of drafts.
Right.
You can't. But what I would recommend, proactive, is a full energy audit. Your power company has a lot of information. Georgia Power has stuff. But get an energy audit so you get it's like getting an MRI of your body. They take your whole body and give you what's majorly wrong and then the minors. And, of course, prioritize what's cost effective. Windows, do not spend $25,000 on replacing your windows. Yes, they're important. There's more cost-effective ways. Send us an email. We'll give you advice on that. You can do it yourself and save thousands of dollars on windows, Donna. And your return on investment is much quicker than a high-pressured sales. Sign now. Husband and wife have to be home, or the two people that are making decisions. Sign now. We give you 50% off. Don't do that. Don't be pressured.
Yeah, and I think oh my gosh, that seems like just such the wrong tactic.
It is, but it's common.
And
it's
you see
common
these
more
things
than you know.
$99 a month. Well, how long is that?
Yeah,
and
25 years
forever?
probably.
Okay, so let's talk also about. You want to talk a little bit about the 4-week kitchen?
Yeah, that's one of our specialties. It's the 4-week kitchen. We're able to do that in 4 weeks because we have cabinets and tile all in stock, and we have choices, but limited choices. We're able to implement design service and get you done in 4 weeks. We usually stay in the footprint, Donna. We don't take out load-bearing walls. We can move appliances around very cost-effectively, but we've had great success at it. We do have financing for it. And that's something that, like if someone called today, we could do that job before Christmas.
Could you?
Yes.
I was just going to ask you that. That's
before
a
Christmas.
Tough thing. Yeah.
Yes. But if we had 10 calls, definitely not.
Yeah.
So we would prioritize, like anything, sign a construction agreement. And, obviously that's how we prioritize signed agreements. We don't call them contracts because it's an agreement between both parties.
Right.
And we want a win-win situation.
Right.
Obviously, the 8-week kitchen, larger renovations, takes a lot of planning, a lot of material selections, more custom cabinets, more removing load-bearing walls, putting steel beams in, much larger investment, and that's something that just takes a little more time.
I would imagine that as of January 1st is when you start getting a lot of calls when people are back into their new year.
Yeah.
And that's when they really
Yeah.
want to try to do that like 8-week type
Yep.
kitchen to be ready for next year, right?
And after taxes, taxes are filed, bonuses come out, tax returns come out. A lot of families that aren't paying college tuition or private school tuition, it's like they got a raise.
Yeah.
So many of our projects now, they're empty nesters, and they're able to implement what they wanted to do for the last 10 years, but financially they were just strapped. And now it's about them. It was about getting what they want. So that's a lot of fun to do, too.
Right.
And sometimes you see the conflict with the children. Oh, you're taking my spare bedroom and you're making a big island. And they're saying, you're out, I'm in. So that's a lot of fun.
You don't need to come back,
That's right. We got a room in the basement for you, Rocco's building.
So now let's talk a little bit about you also do new construction.
Yes.
A lot of remodelers don't do new construction,
Yes.
but it gives you a great understanding of the value of both. So we've got some great pictures.
Okay.
You want to take a look at some of those pictures?
Oh, yeah, that was a tear down in Dunwoody.
Questions?
Yep, we did that about a year and a half ago. And what's nice about when we do this, Donna, is typically it's a home that's in a very, very desirable area that has been neglected. Mm-hmm. So we're able to come in and purchase the property at a reasonable price, hopefully, and then eventually within 8 months put up a product like this. And obviously you see all the mature trees, very rare in new construction where there's already mature trees, because we only remove the trees that were already gone, or anything that's in the footprint of the new construction house where the root zone is. Mm-hmm. And that's dictated by the site plan and the arborist. This was one that this home sold well before it was marketed. It was an agent, Robin Blass, who's very, very dominant in Dunwoody, and she was able to see me building it and brought a buyer in, and we bought it. They bought it when it was about 85% done.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and then a year and a half later, we did their basement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a great relationship where you build that trust, and then they trust you to come in and do the basement. That's typically what we do, and the only difficulty is you're working in established neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So with trucks and dirt and noise, you have to be accommodating of neighbors.
Right.
So that could be challenging at times, but like anything, what I tell them is they love me when I'm there and they love me when I'm gone. And right around the 7th month, they want it done, and it usually is done.
Really?
Yes, 7-8 months. And the good thing is new construction obviously brings a higher price. Uh-huh. So it gives value to the neighborhood, uh-huh, where people are thinking about renovating and putting $200,000 into their house in a large addition. And they look down the street, and this one sold for X amount for so many square feet, and they do the calculations. I always tell clients, get an appraiser. Don't just take what I say. Get a licensed real estate agent appraiser to see what your house would be worth after we improved it with new square footage.
Yeah.
And homes like this are very energy efficient with the new energy codes, Donna. Mm-hmm. A lot of air sealing, which is important. Higher R values in the windows and doors. Higher R value in the attic insulation.
Let's go ahead and take a look at a few more pictures from new construction. I believe we have some more pictures from that. And all of these are on OneidaBuilders.net website. Right. I can't speak today.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let's hear about this one.
Yeah, actually, this one was a year after the first one. Uh-huh. So this is a house we tried to buy, and they wouldn't sell it to us at a reasonable price. So it went under contract, and of course it wasn't this house, it was the old one, and then it kept failing. So then they came back to us and realized the value wasn't in the home, it was in the land. Yeah. So this one obviously was larger. It was very expensive for the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And it was over 4,000 square feet.
Wow,
and it sold for, I think, 95% of the asking price.
Wow.
Walk to a great school, covered back porch, walkout basement. hardy plank siding, a brick water table around, and just another opportunity to make a desired home in established neighborhoods. And look at the trees. I mean, you don't get that in where you build new construction. So, same scenario, bigger house. Why we decided to go bigger, we paid more for the land.
Yeah.
So we paid more for the land, so we had to give more square footage.
Right.
Construction costs went up. Obviously, labor, huge demand, Donna, for new construction labor, so their prices went up. We were this house closed after contract in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it was a cash sale.
And where is this located?
This is also in Dunwoody.
Oh, okay.
Within walking distance of one of the best elementary schools in Dunwoody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have some more pictures, I believe.
Yeah, that's just some.
Is this the inside
that's
of the house?
That's the inside of the house.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
So you're still finding that people want the, really high ceilings?
What's great about new construction is you only need one buyer.
Yeah.
Think about it. The open concept, and that's what we feel works. And when we get people that come through, and the agent will get back to us with comments, they can be challenging comments to us, and we listen, and then we basically say, this is what we produced, and at closing, we find that buyer that just loves everything we did.
So tell me about some of the styles and trends that we see here that you find that people are really liking. Like I'm seeing the very light colored kitchen, with the cabinets, the dark hardwoods, lots of natural light, lots of can lighting.
Can lighting, appliances are big. Obviously, the commercial ranges are almost like you have to have them now. The light colors, the grays, the herringbone backsplash. On this one, that's what we did. And at closing, I'll never forget that the lady just thought we reinvented the wheel with the backsplash.
It's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful offset with that, the stainless steel appliances, and then it almost looks like it shines.
And we had so many negative comments about the backsplash. Yes. So that's, and this home we went ahead and completed 100%. Now, some of the other homes, we'll get them 85% done and allow the homeowners to pick out, paint colors, tile, countertops. I mean, it just depends on the time of the year and the demand. So if there's a high demand for that area, we tentatively get about 90% done. And if it's a lower demand, we market the house when it's 60% done.
Right.
So it just depends. And we try to implement some of the custom features in remodeling, like floor heat. Standard floor heat in the master bathrooms is all new construction for me.
Really?
And I put it in the shower now. So when you get in your shower, your floor is warm. That's and nice. Your shower seat, where you
look at this shower. It's beautiful.
So that's unheard of in new construction.
Yeah.
Because it takes management skill and a qualified person to do that, and that's what I do.
Well, a lot of times in new construction, even when it's big, even when it's in a nice neighborhood, it's just done with all builder grade stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, the shower is the new big thing, right?
Yeah.
Everything is about these big, beautiful showers.
Very spa-like, rain head ceiling. I mean, you want to be pampered when you're in your shower. You want to feel warm. You want to have that radiant heat coming up. Especially if a bathroom is over a garage, and a lot of the plans that we do have that over the garage. So the floor heat will just make that bathroom just radiant, and it's just soothing when you walk in. Right. And that's what I love about new construction is when we market our homes, we have signs, please take off shoes and step in shower, especially this time of the year. Feel the floor. We talk about the air sealing. And focus on the things that we did above and beyond in the hardwood floors, the wood registers versus metal. Just some of the stuff that people just don't recognize. And then we make options if they want to have a water supply where their coffee maker is. We'll put that in. So you don't have to take the Keurig, walk over to the sink, filtered water right there.
Right.
So we implement a lot of what we do in remodeling in new construction.
Yeah.
So you can't do everything in new construction because then it's unaffordable.
Yeah.
So we just try to do the main things.
So how would you compare the price if somebody's thinking about either I have my house remodeled or I just go and try to get a brand new house? How would you do that?
Well, I educate them because to me, I want to build trust. And a lot of times, the first thing I say with that is, please get a appraised value of your home and start looking where you want for a new home. And if they do two things, they come back to me and then they tell me what they want to do. 95% of the time, they will invest in their house. Because neighborhood and proximity to work, that's the two big factors in school system. If they're willing to move farther out, or if they want to move closer in, then their budget has to go up. I was with my client yesterday thinking about moving in town, selling their house, and I said, in town, it starts at $1.5 million.
Really?
Yeah. So do you want to pay $25,000 in taxes, or do you want to stay in your new house and do a little more work? Mm-hmm. So I think educating the consumer, giving them facts, Donna, try to take the emotion out, and they come back to me. And I told this one client, go rent in town for a month. Just go rent.
Yeah.
And see if that's what you want.
Yeah. You'd hate to spend all that money and move in and then not like it. And and a lot of times you can't find, even with new construction, exactly what you want.
Typically not. I mean, just face it.
You still might have to remodel even after you move in.
Right. And zip code is, people think Atlanta real estate is so difficult. It's really not.
Yeah.
It depends on zip code and schools. Mm-hmm. And if you limit yourself to that, then there's only so much to pick from. So new construction is strong. Obviously, this time of the year, there's usually a slowdown. Interest rates drop. Matter of fact, agents were building some houses. As soon as the rates dropped, I had like 3 calls in one day.
Wow.
The house wasn't completed, and I gave them some numbers. So we'll see if they come back, because when interest rates drop, they want to close quick. In the case interest rates rise, then new construction price comes out. It's a gamble, and you got to be in the game, but you can't predict it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And you can't really, go too much on all of that because, like you said, it's going to change and that kind of thing. So what else do you want to...
Yeah, new construction per square foot is less expensive than remodeling per square foot.
You know what? I wanted to ask you a little bit about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that?
Okay, so think about it. So in new construction, everything we do, no one's living there, and we don't have to tear anything out.
Yes.
So in remodeling, it's a smaller volume job, so that the trades have to charge more to wire a kitchen versus wiring an entire house. So wiring a kitchen might be half of what a new house costs to wire, not with fixtures. And people get very frustrated. You say, I'm only remodeling my kitchen and it's $300 a square foot. Well, your cabinets and appliances are $60,000. Yeah. In new construction, your cabinets and appliances are $20,000 because you, the consumer, want a higher end product.
Yes. Yeah. That's
so that drives the per square foot price.
Right.
And that's why. And then, for instance, in remodeling like an 8-week kitchen, we'll have to tear walls out, put a steel beam in, jackhammer the floor. In new construction, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So it might cost $25,000 to get your footprint ready for your new plan.
Yeah.
New construction, you don't have that. Does that kind of make sense?
Right.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Volume for a framer to come in and frame a house in 3 weeks versus coming in and just working 2 weeks on an addition.
Yeah.
So that's why people get frustrated with remodeling. And the other thing is, and this is what I'll say, is the best thing about remodeling is you can pick everything out yourself, and the worst thing about remodeling is you
You
can
can
pick
pick
everything
everything
out
out
yourself.
yourself.
Because when you go to look at a sink, that $130 sink is not going to appeal to you like the $600 sink that has different elevations and a sliding bar to have wash your vegetables. And that's really the difference.
Yeah. But it's a great thing, I think, that people have in you. Not every remodeler has experience in new construction. And I think that your clients get that great perspective that you can advise them on what's best for them without thinking, well, I want you to do this.
Yeah.
Because you do both.
Yeah.
And you have that great perspective on both and how much that's going to cost if they do one or the other.
Yeah. And I will, I have done before is reviewed other new construction homes for people. I mean, if we don't build a lot of houses, so if we don't have something available and they say, oh, there's a builder in this neighborhood, I'll be more than happy to walk through it with them and show them all the quality and some concerns that I have if they decide to go by. So to me, it's just trust. I mean,
Right.
if you can build trust with somebody, the sales will come on a natural feeling, not
Right.
pressured feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you've been doing that for
Yeah.
a long time
Yeah.
here in
I
Atlanta.
have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, any final thoughts? We've got just about 3 more minutes. Do we have any additional pictures? Alex, do we have any new construction pictures we haven't seen yet? There we
Okay,
go.
yeah.
So a few more things.
Typical stairways,
let's look at
yeah.
those.
We actually have, I don't have them up yet. Their house is about 80% done. We have 2 new construction homes being built inside 285 off of Roswell Road,
Wow.
close to Buckhead. And we're about 70% done with the homes there. And the nice thing about that neighborhood, it's on Green Hill Place off of Roswell Road, is there's 2 other builders in there. So right now I think there's about 11 new homes ranging from $790,000 to $1.2 million.
Wow.
So a little tighter lots. The closer in you get, obviously, towards in town, the smaller the lots. But it is Sandy Springs, and it does offer a lot. And if there's any way I can advise or help, some of my clients bought some new houses. They sold their old house in East Cobb, bought new houses over by the new Mercedes-Benz, and I was able to just help them out with some finishes and some quality issues, and because production builders are a little different than smaller builders.
Right.
But,
One other thing I'll just say before we close is that I think that people generally, since the recession has ended, you have fewer people working in it. You have more demand. All that demand that we saw pent up for so long is out there. And people are shocked.
Yes.
Very shocked at how much things cost.
Yes.
Because the labor costs have gone up, the
Yes.
materials have gone up, and the
Yes.
demand is sky high right now,
Yeah,
right?
it's like anything. You can never time the market. So factual decisions, being a good stewardship of your finances, and just trusting who you're dealing with, your agents, your builder, your remodeler, your banker, and the education is there, and it's up to you to absorb that education and implement it.
Right. The good news, though, interest rates are low.
Yes.
Loans are pretty good.
Yes.
You can get, a lot of people have equity in their homes.
Yes.
You've got financing.
Yes.
So, it's
Just
still
a great
an option,
time. It's a great time. Treat yourself.
But things are not going to get cheaper, are they?
Well,
You're not gonna
if
be all the
I
way.
had a crystal ball, I probably wouldn't be in this
Right.
time. I would be sitting, on a major network
Right.
selling all this. But I would say I don't see things getting less expensive in the greater Atlanta market.
Yeah,
No.
I don't either.
No.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Rocco is here every second Tuesday of the month at noon Eastern Time. So join us then.
Thank you. Hey, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.